back to Play Action Fantasy Football. This is Jonathan here today. We're going to be going over the tight ends. Now, obviously tight ends are nothing, spectacular, nothing pretty to look at. However, they are very important and they will get you a lot of points. So let's start this off with, obviously, Travis Kelce. He's going to be at home against the Lions Thursday night. And if I were to place any bet, it would be for Travis Kelce to have anytime touchdown, maybe two of them. I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they're going to come firing out that Thursday night, first game of the season. The Lions' defense is not that great. So clearly, Kelce's the number one pick here at tight end. Now, second, we got Mark Andrews. He's at home against the Texans. I think Baltimore is definitely going to have a better pass game than they previously had. I don't think Odell is nothing great, but he is going to attract defenses and bring a little bit of pressure off Mark Andrews and leave him a little bit more open. So I would definitely take Andrews as my number 2 tight end this week. Excuse me. Now, third, Darren Waller. I think against the Cowboys, they're at home, New York Giants, first game with the Giants. I think Danny Dimes is throwing dimes to him. I mean, Waller, if you look at his past seasons, he's had great seasons, not great quarterbacks. Not that, Danny Jones is anything great, but I do think that it's going to produce well. Going to number 4, TJ Hawkinson at home against the Bucs. Again, another great tight end that is always at the top of the league. Bucs defense, they were pretty good. They're starting to, drop down a little bit, not quite as good. But I do think that Kirk Cousins is going to be throwing the ball a lot, including Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, maybe KJ Osborne, people like that. But TJ Hawkinson is a good pick for tight end at number 4. Now, 5, we got Dallas Goedert. I think that at Patriots, he's going to have a very good game with Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts might run the ball a lot, but he has to throw the ball to somebody. He's got a lot of weapons, don't get me wrong. A.J. Brown, all the way down the list, all those 3 or 4 running backs they got. They got some talent. But I do think Goedert is a good pick at number 5. Now, David Njoku, I think he could be a hit or miss this season, honestly. And that's coming from a Browns fan. But at home, week 1 against the Bengals, I do think that Deshaun Watson is going to be able to find him at least once for the end zone and put up some good yards. Nothing, you're not expecting nothing crazy from him. So that brings us to number 7, Dalton Schultz. He will be at the Ravens. Dalton Schultz just moved teams. I think he's going to do better than he did in Dallas just because of quarterback situation and all of that. I think he's going to get found and find the end zone. And now on to number 7, Dalton Schultz. He just moved over. They're going to be facing the Ravens. He just moved over to Houston. He's going to have C.J. Stroud throwing him the ball this season. Houston doesn't have a lot of weapons. I do think that C.J. Stroud is going to be able to find Schultz. Maybe nothing crazy, but he's definitely a good, solid number 7. And that brings me to number 8, Greg Dulcich. I believe I'm saying that right. He's going to be at home against the Raiders. He plays for the Broncos. Got Russell Wilson throwing it to him. I think it's going to be better than most people think. I mean, most people probably don't include this man in the top 10 of tight ends. However, week 1 against the Raiders, who they kind of have an iffy defense if you ask me. So I would put Dulcich at number 8. And then number 9, I won't even try to pronounce that first name, but his last name is Okonkwo, and he's the tight end for the Tennessee Titans, and he's going to be at the Saints. Now, I think this is a guy that could be a hit or miss. It's not like the Titans have a very good quarterback, nothing like that. So I would be cautious with Okonkwo. but I think at the Saints, once again, Saints used to be known for defense. They're not anymore. I think there's a good chance that Okonkwo could get into the end zone this first week. Number 10, I have Cole Kmet for the Bears against the Packers. Once again, this is another person who kind of could be a hit or miss, but I do think with Justin Fields at quarterback that it's going to improve Kmet. He didn't have as good of a season as I thought last year, but I do think he will step it up this season with Justin Fields in his second year. Which brings me to number 11, George Kittle at the Steelers. George Kittle, he actually is kind of questionable. That's the only reason I honestly put him at number 11. Usually I would put him higher. Steelers do have a good defense. Kittle is an amazing tight end, but with his injuries going on right now, I would put him at 11 and cautiously start him. If you don't have another tight end, then obviously you might not have another choice. But if you do have another tight end, maybe that I list in the top 10, I would go with that. Number 12, Pat Freiermuth at home against the 49ers, same matchup. I do think Pat Freiermuth has a good chance at having a good game against the 49ers. 49ers does have a good defense, but one thing that does definitely worry me is all the options for Pittsburgh. I mean, if you look at it, they have Pickens, they have Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris can catch the ball out of the backfield. They also have Calvin Austin, who played okay last year. Nothing crazy, but he's definitely decent. So I think Pat Freiermuth, he might not get a ton of receptions, but there's a chance he does well. So I would put him at a solid 12. Which brings me to 13, Logan Thomas at home against the Cardinals. He, I believe, is questionable as well, although it does look like he will be cleared and all good to go. Just one of those preseason shakeups. So I think he's gonna do all right. Nothing special. Don't expect anything crazy from him. Cardinals don't have a great defense, so there's a benefit of that. However, there are so many offensive weapons there in Washington. They have Antonio Gibson, Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, just to name a few. I mean, the list goes on and on. But at the end of the day, Logan Thomas, he's going to have an all right day against the Cardinals. Definitely not a bad day. Number 14, Tyler Higbee. I've kind of had wishy-washy feelings with this guy for the past couple years. I think he does have a decent upside, but he does have a low floor as well. They're going to be at the Seahawks week 1. I don't think that Higbee is going to be anything that you need to be trying to start him over another tight end or anything of that sort. But if he is your tight end, you should feel confident. There's not a lot of weapons there in Los Angeles, so I think Tyler is going to get the receptions that he needs. Now, 15, last but not least, Evan Ingram. He's going to be at the Colts. This is his second year here with Jacksonville. Last year, he put up great numbers. However, this year is a little bit different. They got Calvin Ridley in there now, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk. I mean, that offense is decently loaded, so I would have to put him at 15. However, he does have a good upside, especially against the Colts. So that is it for our tight ends today. It was nice talking to you guys. Go like, subscribe, comment on the video. Let us know what you think about our picks. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day.